Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. A couple years ago, in one of my cooking classes, a student asked me what kind of diet that your fast cooking system is best designed for. I told her that my cooking system is designed for a diet that are commonly known as a flexitarian diet, and this is the diet that I follow as well. A flexitarian diet is probably best explained as a flexible vegetarian diet. In fact, the word flexitarian is the combination of the word flexible and vegetarian. And so basically, it is a vegetarian diet, but the diet also allows the consumption of meat. And when you want to describe it in terms of the calorie uptake, the meat portion of the diet usually represents about 10% of the calorie uptake. So over a period of a week, I usually consume somewhere between 6 to 9 ounces of meat and animal products. So in my case, my diet is designed to use meat as a condiment rather than the main ingredient of any dish. And my friend Catherine, who is a former colleague of mine, she is a nutritionist. She told me that flexitarian diet is probably the best diet because we humans evolved to eat a flexitarian diet. It provides the greatest nutritional benefit, and with a flexitarian diet, one does not have to worry about any possibility for nutritional deficiency. So when considering a flexitarian diet, one can also look at such a diet, frequently referred to as a plant-based diet. When it comes to the consideration of a plant-based diet, the emphasis is to eat as much vegetables as possible, with the inclusion of a small amount of meat and animal product, both for the purpose of taste as well as for nutrition. One point that I have made consistently is that my fast cooking system is probably one of the best systems that will help you to eat more vegetables. It is designed specifically for executing a flexitarian diet. This video is based on a question that was posed to me by my friend Lotus. She asked me whether I can create a video to demonstrate the execution of my fast cooking system for a flexitarian diet. So I cooked this dish recently, and I'm going to use it to demonstrate the principle of a flexitarian diet and how the fast cooking system are able to achieve this goal. One of the most important considerations of a flexitarian diet is to include many different kinds of vegetables. The diversity of the vegetable ingredients in the dish is critical. First of all is that the diversity provides greater nutritional value to the dish, and secondly, the diversity makes the dish more interesting, delicious, as well as satiating. And for a successful flexitarian dish, the inclusion of the meat is to create more flavor in the dish, and the meat is used as a condiment. Okay, so let's go into the kitchen. I'm going to show you how to cook this dish with my fast cooking system to fulfill the goals and objective of a flexitarian dish. I'm going to cook this dish in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of canola oil. If you are new to stir frying, I would like to ask you to pay attention to how I spot season the wok. I use my method known as the spot seasoning method to season the wok to create a non-stick cook surface each time before I start a new cooking session. If you can take a look at this video if you are not familiar with this approach. I heat up the wok under high setting until the oil starts to smoke, and then I turn down the heat, or you might want to turn off the heat completely depending on your stove. I let the oil to smoke gently for another 15 seconds. This is the time when the wok is being seasoned. Then I turn the heat back to high. Now I am ready to cook. And for the meat of this dish, I'm going to use a Chinese sausage known as 腊肠. This is a seasoned sausage that I'm going to use to flavor the dish. There are many ways that you can cook this Chinese sausage. In addition to frying them, you can also steam them. They are very versatile and can go with many different types of food ingredients. I particularly like them with vegetables, and you only need a very small amount. The first vegetable that I'm going to add to the wok is some eggplant. I used about 2 cups of eggplants that I have cut to bite size. This will facilitate their cooking time. The wok turned out to be great for cooking vegetables because it allows you to cook the vegetables for different length of time by adding them to the wok at different points of the cooking process. Since diversity plays a critical role, what I do have is that I actually have 2 different kinds of eggplants in here. Now, my fast cooking system has 4 attributes, and one of the attributes is advanced prepping. With advanced prepping, you prep once a week, and you have ingredients available for you to cook every single night. Now, even though stir frying is a very efficient and fast cooking process, but without advanced prepping, stir frying could be very time consuming because you need to take the time to cut up the ingredients each time before you cook. However, if you have everything already prepped, then cooking becomes highly effective. The next ingredient I'm going to add is some Brussels sprouts. Again, I already have the Brussels sprout prepped in the beginning of the week. So at the time when I cook this dish, all I have to do is to find them in the refrigerator, then I am ready to cook. And this is the reason that it allows me to use many different kinds of vegetables to cook a single dish. Once you have advanced prepping for vegetable ingredients, you will find that you will greatly increase your vegetable consumption. The secret for eating more vegetables is to create vegetable dishes that have multiple different vegetables. This dish is a perfect example because if I just have eggplants alone, I will get bored very quickly eating eggplants by themselves. The same is true if I have a dish with primary Brussels sprouts. Even though I love both of these vegetables, but I can only eat so much of them without getting bored. However, when I combine them together, it makes a huge difference. I enjoy eating the eggplant, and then I can switch and enjoy eating the Brussels sprouts. Now, this is a good example of sequential cooking by adding both of these ingredients first because they take longer time for them to cook. Next, I add some white mushroom to the wok. Again, it makes a lot of sense as you want to cook the mushroom not as much as the Brussels sprouts or the eggplant. This is one of the greatest advantages of stir frying because you can cook everything in the same wok. And by adding the food ingredients at different times during the cooking process, you can cook them differentially. And by adding the mushroom to the Brussels sprouts and the eggplant, you are making the dish more interesting. Again, if you find it interesting and delicious, you're going to eat more of them. Each of these vegetables provide different type of nutritional qualities, and the end result is that it makes a dish have much greater health value. And not to mention, by having the mushroom in there, you also make the dish more interesting. This will create more complex flavor in the dish. And the end result is that it's satisfying your taste preference, and consequently it causes faster satiation. In fact, when you eat a dish that with complex flavor and with the flavor that you enjoy, you will find that you savor the flavor long after you finish eating the dish. At this point, I start to add a small amount of water at a time to the wok to steam the vegetable to create the texture that I like. Steaming is far more effective to soften the texture of the vegetable ingredients because through steaming, the heat has much efficient penetration into the center of the vegetable ingredients. The steaming technique that I use has a reason behind it. I only add a little amount of water at a time. so that at any one time, there's only a tiny amount of water sitting at the bottom of the wok. Using this method, not only the food ingredients has more concentrated flavor, at the same time, it will also retain the nutritional values. During this stir-frying process, I also look for any food material that might have stick and burn to the bottom of the wok, and I put a small amount of water right over them, and when they turn into steam, I use my wok spatula to scrape them off. I call this method spot cleaning because I'm cleaning the wok as I cook. This makes cleaning much easier later on. Okay, now the dish is almost done. I'm going to season the dish with 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of hoisin sauce, 1 tablespoon of the Panda Express orange sauce, and 1 teaspoon of fried chili in oil sauce. I change my seasoning strategy constantly as part of the process of flavor chasing. The final ingredients I'm going to add is some cherry tomatoes. I add the cherry tomatoes toward the end because I really love its flavor. When I bite into it, I got this surge of tomato juice. When I cook a dish like this, I continue to make changes because this will allow me to constantly look for the flavor and the texture that I like in the dish. I will change the combination of the ingredients as well as different seasoning strategies. And this will allow me to continue to find the flavor that I love and enjoy. And consequently, my food tastes better than anybody could cook for me. And this is probably the main reason that I enjoy cooking for myself. My fast cooking system is designed to cook dishes like this with only a small amount of meat, with predominantly vegetables. And with flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, it is possible for me to cook a meal efficiently, usually from start to finish in 30 minutes. And for me, the flexitarian diet is the perfect diet because it is low in calorie, high in nutrition, but at the same time, it is great in flavor. I can still enjoy meat as part of the condiment of the dish rather than as the main ingredients. I post a video every day to describe and explain my fast cooking system to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routines. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like to learn more about my fast cooking system. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.